at your agenda, we have a presentation that we're not going to do. We're going to do something more important than that. I want to ask Mr. Tony Restaino, can you please come forward? Come on forward, sir.
I'll let him do it.
Yeah, come here.
I'm not going to forget Eddie. This is a proclamation. Whereas Tony Restaino was born and raised in Bronx, New York. And Tony takes pride in his roots. And whereas Tony, at a young age of 15 years old, he began his love for cars, specifically street racing cars. Tony's first car was a 1937 Ford. And at the age of 18, Tony became a Bronx legend as the fastest speed shifter in the neighborhood. The streets were no match for Tony's skill set. Anyone who wanted to see how fast their car could go, Tony was the man for the mission. And whereas Tony is a veteran of the United States Army serving in the Redstone unit from 1958 to 1960, and whereas Tony married the love of his life, Dee, and are celebrating 60 years of wedlock this year. Tony and Dee have a son, John, who served in the United States military as an F-15 fighter pilot. John is now a captain with Delta Airlines. Tony and Dee have 2 grandchildren, and whereas Tony has made Pembroke Pines his home since 1972, to earn a living, Tony bought an auto body collision shop, and one day, one of his customers noticed Tony looking up and admiring a Mooney flying above his location. Tony was unaware at the time that the customer was also a Mooney pilot. The customer offered Tony a free airplane ride. From that, history was made, and Tony's love for aviation began. Whereas in 1977, Dee went to Pines Middle School for an aerobics class and brought Tony along, just to keep her company. While on campus, Tony saw a class for engines was taking place. So he signed up, went in, not realizing it was actually a pilot ground school. And whereas at the age of 42, Tony became a private pilot, on the day of his first solo, Tony flew a Cessna 150. He looked over at the empty co-pilot seat and said to himself, God, it's just you and me in here. For the past 45 years, Tony has accumulated more than 6,400 flying hours as pilot in command. And last year, Tony logged more than 220 hours at the very young age of 85. Whereas, in addition to his private pilot license, Tony has earned his instrument rating, multi-engine rating, seaplane rating, and glider time.
No.
Tony has also been an aircraft owner. His first was a Cherokee 180, and for the past 38 years, he owns a beautiful 1964 Beechcraft Bonanza S-35 tail number 22 Bravo Yankee that he has named Madam Butterfly. And whereas Tony is the state president of the Florida Aero Club, a statewide organization with many chapters and members throughout Florida, Tony calls the Florida Aero Club his flying family. Tony is a proud member of AOPA, EAA, American Bonanza Society, and United States Pilot Association. Tony has been an Airport Support Network AOPA volunteer at North Perry Airport since its inception 25 years ago. In 2018, Tony was instrumental in the formation of the North Perry Airport Community Association to provide unwavering support to anyone who supports general aviation in Pembroke Pines. Tony's commitment to air safety, public engagement, and stellar pilot record has not gone unnoticed on a national scale. And whereas in March 2022, Tony was honored by AOPA the 2022 Lawrence P. Sharple Award for inspiring others to emulate the unselfish devotion to general aviation. In May, the United States Pilots Association presented Tony a certificate of appreciation for his lifetime mentorship of young aspiring pilots and those who are members of the 1% of the population who hold some form of a pilot's license. Now, therefore, I, Frank Ciordas, by the authority vested in me as mayor, and on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim November 2nd, 2022, Anthony Tony Restaino Day in the City of Pembroke Pines.
What an honor. I cannot believe this. I thought this is such a surprise. We're getting to that. Oh, I appreciate this so much. I can't believe to being recognized like this. This was all a wonderful lifetime experience. And I don't run out of words, but I'm running out of words.
Did you
But
want to
thank
hang it
you
at
all
the
so much.
Did you want to hang it at the restaurant?
Thank you, commissioners. Thank you for this proclamation. I'm thrilled and honored and humbled. Thank you so much.
All right, Tony,
All right,
stay.
Tony.
You're not done. So, I've known Tony since before I could shave. That was a long time ago. But now I have the honor of bringing up
I was 10 or
a
11
good friend of
years
the
old.
community,
And
One
he's
up,
the head of the.
Wayman Eddy.
Yeah.
Like-
And this
yeah,
is being presented.
He remembers
You hold on to that and I'll read.
Pop.
Is that Weymouth?
Yeah. Eddie.
The North Perry Airport Community Association Chair, Wayman Eddy, will accept the certificate on behalf of the organizations. The North Perry Airport Community Association is hosting its annual Airport Day. This is an opportunity for the general public to come visit and enjoy one of the best aviation airports in the country. The event will feature airlines, air traffic control, Civil Air Patrol, EAA, the Florida Aero Club, the 99s, and community members from the South Florida area. EAA will host a Young Eagles Day, an opportunity for kids to fly for free. This year marks 30 years since the Young Eagles program has taken flight. More than 2.2 million flights have soared in the sky by volunteer pilots at airports like North Perry. Thank you very much.
When's this event?
Thank you, Jay, and to all the commissioners, Mayor Ortiz. It is really my honor to be able to host the youth of Pembroke Pines and South Florida, to introduce them to aviation, and I hope to be able to make a drop of the impact that Tony has made here in his home and across lives throughout. I certainly hope you'll all be able to join us, and I want to see a lot of smiling faces and airplanes on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.